Right now, police count 17 teen arrests in stolen car cases. The latest thanks to help from a canine.
And CrossFit athletes are bringing an extra level of fitness to our city. They're also bringing in some extra bucks, spending money on restaurants and hotels.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Oh, I'm so excited for CrossFit Games. Finally coming to Madison this week.
Crazy. I mean, last year, it felt like it was just here, and now it's back.
Oh my gosh, just hundreds and hundreds of these massive athletes in town. It's really inspiring.
How did we get to August already?
Yeah, also that, it's Tuesday, July 30th.
Yeah, almost about ready to close the books on July.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't quite feel like it out there though.
No, but the
In a
weather
good way.
should cooperate for the CrossFit Games. It'll be near perfect for anything that you have planned outdoors. So that is the good news. Let's take a live look at our Skycam shot this morning. Here's the Edgewater camera shot. We're calling it Spider Cam right now because there is a spider. Do you see it?
It's
right next to the Steinhoffels logo.
It's coming to get you.
Stop.
Spiders got to eat too, Josh. It's okay.
Spriter or spider? Spider's got to eat too.
Do we have food in the studio today?
Oh,
I don't know,
hope
but
so.
We should. 61 degrees here in Madison this morning. 57 though in the Dells. Some spots like Mineral Point and Juneau also in the upper 50s this morning. A pretty nice start to the day though. Dew points have dropped into the 50s in most locations and will remain there through the day. Our temperatures over the next 12 hours will climb back into the mid 70s today, so a little bit cooler than normal. I don't think anyone's going to complain though with partly sunny skies and low humidity. Let's take a look at those traffic maps this morning. We'll see what's happening on the roads. Getting a little busier on Stoughton Road as you approach the Beltline from north and south this morning. No other issues though here in Madison. Zooming out around Dane County, travel on the interstate and all the major roads into Madison still looking like they're moving at posted speeds right now.
That spider looks like it's hanging on by a thread, and I'm like, just like me.
Literally.
Spider.
Hanging in by a thread.
I see. Oh, stop.
It's only
No, it's
Tuesday,
fine.
Josh.
It's only Tuesday, but that
Long
beautiful
week ahead.
forecast definitely helping me get through it.
All right.
Thanks, Sats.
You're welcome.
So the CrossFit Games officially start in just 2 days, and it is drawing thousands of people to Madison.
Yeah, it's drawing even more in revenue, and Keely Arthur's live in downtown Madison with a look at the economic impact of those games. Keely, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Yes, I'm outside of the Edgewater Hotel, and there are a lot of athletes here. Now, this hotel has 202 rooms, and 184 of those rooms are dedicated to CrossFit athletes. Now, that's just one of the ways that there's a lot of spending happening as a result of the CrossFit Games. Here to talk about that a little bit more is Jason Ilstrup. He is the president of Downtown Madison, Inc. Good morning, Jason. And tell us a little bit about the hotels and maybe some of the other ways that participants and spectators are spending money in Madison.
Yeah, for the hotels, this is like having 7 Badger game days in a row. It's that sort of economic impact for them. It's filling all the rooms, filling all their restaurants, and it's just a really fun group of people. Whether or not it's here, the Concourse, the Hilton, the AC Marriott, Hotel Red, all the hotels around the city are full. This is great business for everyone and really helps pay the tens of thousands of employees that work for hotels and restaurants.
Right, and they know that there's a huge demand here. Prices have been raised a little bit. Speak on that a bit.
Yes, yeah, no, when I said that it's really 7 game days, it's what it is. The prices are higher, it's supply and demand, but they're, that's part of what happens in the hotel business. But it's really important for the economy because over 20,000 jobs in Dane County alone are tourism, and a huge chunk of that is coming from hotels and restaurants. So weeks like this make a huge difference for our community.
And, it's restaurants, it's hotels. What are some of the other ways that maybe locals or our viewers can get involved in the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, absolutely. You can attend the games, which I would highly recommend at the Alliant Energy Center. But one of my favorite things is the Fit Barge on Lake Monona, run by Brittingham Boats. Tyler Leeper and his team do an amazing job. It's free, open to the public. You can take classes. You can CrossFit away on the barge. They take a great trolley out from Olin Park. It's a wonderful way to see the games, see the city from a new angle, and it's all for free.
Thank you so much for waking up with us, Jason Ilstrup of Downtown Madison, Inc. And as you heard, so many different ways to get involved in the games for locals, participants, spectators. And as we mentioned before, this is a huge event for the city. Another big event is the basketball state tournament, obviously drawing in people from all across our state. That usually results in $6 million in direct consumer spending. This event will bring in about $10 million, just to give you a sense of how amazing this really is.
A very fun and busy week for the Madison area. Keely Arthur live in downtown this morning. Keely, thank you.
6:05 your time now. Right now, all lanes are open again along Highway 69 near County Road FF after a car crash killed 2 people in Monroe.
That road was closed for nearly 10 hours into this morning, and today we're expecting to learn the names of those people killed. It happened around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. The sheriff's office says a pickup truck was trying to turn left into a private driveway when another truck crashed into the back of it, sending that one into oncoming traffic. The second truck collided with a motorcycle, killing the riders. Deputies say both were from Illinois.
A Madison police canine is being credited with helping officers find 2 teens accused of crashing a stolen car. Police say 2 boys, a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, hit a curb in the stolen Audi and flattened the tire. It had been stolen from a home on Jeffy Trail on Madison's west side early Friday morning. Canine Slim tracked the teens to a home about 2 miles away. Madison police have now arrested 17 young people on suspicion of stealing cars just this month alone.
Breaking overnight in the Channel 3000 Alert Center, Fitchburg police say they've arrested a teenager for possibly stealing items from cars. Police first got the call just after midnight of a burglary on Hartwick Drive near Rose Commons Park. A few minutes later, they got another call for 2 people entering cars and possibly stealing things on Bryan Lane. A 14-year-old girl was arrested after a chase, but the other suspect got away. At UW Hospital, officers are also seeing an uptick in the amount of cars being broken into. Hard objects are being used at Lot 75 to smash windows to break in, but in Madison, this is pretty out of the ordinary.
Cases that we generally see would be a criminal walking through a neighborhood and just checking doors, and they're looking for anything that's unlocked. Once they're inside that car, they're taking loose change, they're taking a GPS, whatever they can get their hands on.
UW police are working to find the person or people responsible. They say this is a good reminder to keep valuables out of plain sight.
Today is the first day in the trial against former Badger football player Quintez Cephas, and we now know a little bit about the jurors who will decide the outcome. 24 potential jurors were questioned yesterday for more than 2 hours until 14 were ultimately picked. That jury is made up of 8 women and 6 men. It's an entirely white jury. Cephas faces 2 felony sexual assault charges. We will have continuing coverage throughout the week to bring you the latest on that trial.
Badgers men's basketball assistant coach Howard Moore is being moved to a long-term care and rehab facility. UW-Madison says Coach Moore recently experienced a medical issue at his home, requiring an ambulance to take him to the hospital. On his way there, Moore underwent cardiac arrest and has been in the hospital ever since. We're told he won't be coaching during the upcoming season. You'll remember the Moore family was in a tragic car accident in May that killed both his wife and daughter. 6:08 this morning, we have an update this morning in the search for 2 Wisconsin brothers who are missing in Missouri.
2 people are now arrested in connection with their disappearance. One of those people, Garland Nelson, was denied bond this week. He is charged with tampering after police say he admitted to moving Nick and Justin Demel's rental truck to a commuter lot. The second person in custody has not yet been identified.
Investigators in Gilroy, California are still looking into a motive in a deadly shooting at a popular food festival over the weekend. A gunman killed 3 people and wounded 12 others Sunday. Those 3 victims have been identified as 6-year-old Stephen Romero, 13-year-old Kayla Salazar, and 25-year-old Trevor Irby. Police say the shooter was 19-year-old Santino William Legan, who used an assault-style rifle purchased legally in Nevada.
Back in Wisconsin, 5 people are dead in the northwestern part of the state after a pair of shootings at 2 different locations. One was just north of Eau Claire in Lake Hallie Sunday night, where a man and a woman were found dead in their home. 2 others were shot and injured. When deputies went to notify one of the families, they found 3 more people fatally shot. Chippewa County officials say the person suspected in both of those shootings is among the dead.
A 50-year-old Madison man is facing charges after officers say he repeatedly attacked an elderly man and a Good Samaritan who saw the incident. Ernest Hawley was arrested for aggravated battery of an elderly person, battery, and bail jumping. Madison police say he punched and kicked a 72-year-old man who was sitting on a porch multiple times along Willie Street Sunday afternoon. When a passerby tried to step in and help, they were also attacked. Neither victim was seriously injured. The city of Madison is planning for the future with annexations of nearby towns and possible redistricting in 2020.
A task force is inviting residents to take a new survey asking whether changes should be made to city government. It asks what obstacles are preventing people from going to city meetings and getting involved, specifically for people of color and people who are low income. The chair for a government structure task force says districts with the lowest voter turnout are largely underrepresented in city government, which could lead to people being uninformed about issues and projects that largely affect their lives. Other barriers could be lack of transportation to get to City Hall for meetings and a lack of childcare.
Maybe a lot of people have time but don't have the interest, but we don't know that. And so we're making a particular effort to reach out with the survey to those neighborhoods in our community that are least represented.
The survey is available until August 25th, and anyone who lives in Madison is strongly encouraged to take it. We have a link to it up on channel3000.com.
Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway is celebrating 100 days in office, and this time she's gotten to work on her major points on the campaign trail, like addressing climate change, transportation, and affordable housing. Rhodes-Conway says that overall she's feeling happy with how it's going.
I'm feeling pretty excited about everything that we've been able to accomplish and the pace that we've been able to set. And I'm really looking forward to the next 100 and the 100 after that and, you know, onward.
Rhodes-Conway still has one seat to fill in her administration. She says she's surprised that this was what she's struggled with most so far.
Democratic presidential hopefuls will debate once again tonight, this time in Detroit. The debate is spread over 2 nights again in order to accommodate the 20 candidates who qualified. Taking the stage this evening, 2 of the more progressive top-tier candidates, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. That event starts at 7.
6:11 is your time this morning, and there are new rankings this morning for hospitals and schools across all 50 states.
And it looks like we've done pretty well for ourselves here in Wisconsin. See where we rank next.
Speaking of pretty good, Hattie's talking about a really long stretch of really nice weather in her forecast. Ooh. She is up next. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that, and we will be right back.
Good morning from the patio. A little cool outside this morning, but a beautiful start to the day. We have a gorgeous stretch of weather coming up for the rest of this week, right into the upcoming weekend. Take a look at high temperatures from yesterday. We still managed to climb into the 80s here, but not too far away. Temperatures were in the 70s across most of Minnesota and the northern part of the state. Highs were in the 70s, and we'll actually be closer to those numbers today, so a little bit cooler than it was even yesterday. On Weather Track, you are not going to find a whole lot happening around here. Just a little bit of cloud cover that's actually pretty hard to see right now, but moving through north central Wisconsin. Some of those clouds are expected to move into the southern part of the state as we head towards the afternoon. So definitely turning partly sunny today. Skies are clear though this morning. The sun is up. We have a great start to this Tuesday morning. Temperatures are running about 10 degrees colder in most spots, so it is a little cooler early today, but a nice warm up is expected. 61 right now in Madison, 59 though in Mineral Point, 57 in Boscobel, as well as the Dells. Dew points are in the 50s though, which is a great spot for those numbers. Humidity has dropped and it's going to stay relatively low thanks to a northerly wind. Future track wind directions and speeds today staying pretty light from the north even into the afternoon, so a very pleasant afternoon setting up. There will be a lake breeze developing closer to the lake shore. You'll see those winds coming off of Lake Michigan, keeping temperatures a little cooler in Milwaukee. Future track shows you clear skies this morning with temperatures warming through the 60s by lunchtime. You'll look for a little bit of cloud cover to spread into the area through the afternoon, but still plenty of sun with highs in the mid-70s later today. Now this evening, those clouds will dissipate. We're looking at clear skies overnight and very comfortable sleeping conditions once again. We'll start out in the mid-50s tomorrow morning. No rain expected today, tonight, or really for the next several days. Take a look at this extended forecast. Not often that we get to put a forecast together that looks like this. Highs will slowly warm through the week. Humidity should stay in check as we warm into the mid-80s this upcoming weekend. And then just our next chance for rain holding off until Monday of next week. So looking good for any outdoor plans right through the weekend. Let's get a look at your traffic maps now this morning. We'll send it over to Josh Tim for all the details. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning. Quiet start on the Beltline so far. No major delays showing up yet in either direction at this point. Checking out other roads here in Dane County, give yourself a few minutes extra on the northbound side of Verona Road as you approach the Beltline ramps. No delays showing up downtown around the Capitol and on campus. I would plan on things picking up over the next hour or so. And other main routes heading into the city, they're cruising along at the usual speeds with no major crashes or issues. For your First Alert Traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, Hattie. If you're going to be spending some time outdoors for the rest of the summer, you're going to want to make sure that you're using that bug spray. Mosquitoes found here in Dane County have tested positive for West Nile virus. It's the first confirmed case in our county so far this year. Mosquitoes get the virus by biting infected birds and then are able to pass it on when they bite humans.
Wisconsin's making more lists that have us happy to live here this morning. Wallet Hub has us listed as 11th best state for public schooling. The website makes those determinations based on things like dropout rate, math and reading scores, and SAT scores. Topping the list, Massachusetts. Coming in last, New Mexico.
Besides our schools, our hospitals are also being recognized. U.S. News just released their Best Hospitals Honor Roll ranking for 2019 into 2020, and UW hospitals made the cut. We're ranked at 17th among the likes of Johns Hopkins, Cleveland Clinic, and Mayo Clinic, all in the top 20. This, by the way, is the first time Madison has cracked the top 20. Pretty exciting.
Madison putting on the map again.
Per usual.
All right, 6:19 this morning. So before 6-year-old Brady Campbell's father died, he made a promise to take care of his mother. Just ahead, we'll hear a heartwarming story about a boy and his lemonade stand. And
Hattie's peeking out at a beautiful sunrise to start your Tuesday. We're going to check in with her on just how warm we'll get today. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. We're looking at a bit of a pool day today. Might be kind of cool though.
Yeah, a little bit cooler than yesterday, but still some sunshine, so not bad. The kids won't care. Trust me. That's true. They will not care. They don't feel cold. Our forecast, though, is quiet for the foreseeable future. We have just a gorgeous streak of weather coming up. Take a look at this shot from the Edgewater Skycam. Beautiful overlooking downtown Madison and Lake Mendota. It'll be a gorgeous day to be on the lake today. Temperatures have been steady here in Madison at 61 degrees for the last couple of hours. Janesville's actually up to 64. It's 61 in Watertown. Juneau is at 58. And we have a few other spots, especially north of Dane County, that are in the 50s this morning. Our dew points will stay in the 50s, but that's a good thing. We liked dew points in the 50s because you're not going to notice the humidity at all today. Look for skies to turn partly sunny. If you have a tea time today, your forecast looks like this. Perfect day to hit the links. Temperatures will be closing in on 70 degrees by lunchtime. Partly sunny skies this afternoon, high of 74 degrees. Just a gorgeous forecast. And if you don't have time to golf today, well, it looks like you have many options coming up through the next week, right into the upcoming weekend. Dry weather expected until Monday. And that's your First Alert forecast.
All right, Hattie, thank you so much. 6:23 this morning. So when life hands you lemons, do what a 6-year-old Denver boy did and open a lemonade stand.
We love this story. Lots of kids have lemonade stands this time of year, right? But Brady Campbell's may just be the sweetest. Brady's father, Brandon, passed away a few weeks ago after a battle with stage 4 colon cancer. Brady says he and his dad came up with the idea for a lemonade stand. The day after his father passed away, the 6-year-old followed through on his promise to take care of his mom.
To take my mom on a date because I didn't have enough money and I wanted to pay. So I did it.
Makes you kind of choke up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Brady's lemonade stand caught the attention of a Denver police officer. Once he heard Brady's story, he put out a radio call to other first responders. Fire trucks and police cars started rolling up right away. They raised $244 that day alone.
A little dusty in the room this morning.
Oh, Josh, tearing up on us. That's an incredible story, though.
I think, you know, we always get those inspiring stories from those young people, right? Where sometimes, like, the youngest people can go straight to your heart even more than, like, what we can at our age. Like, just the impact that they can make. So,
we're thinking of that
good for him. All right, still ahead for us this morning, we've got the top 3 things that you need to know to start your Tuesday.
And if you're curious just how much money the CrossFit Games is injecting into our local economy, imagine double one of the next biggest events. Keely Arthur's breaking it all down for us when News 3 Now this morning continues.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Hard to believe we are nearing the end of July 30th on this Tuesday. And the reason it is hard to believe is because Hattie has a bit of a cooler but lovely forecast in store for us.
Yeah, lots of sun, and it sticks around through the week, so stay tuned for the forecast.
All right, we'll get to you in just a little bit, Hattie, but first let's get to the top 3 things that we need to know this morning. Investigators say it's still too early to tell if the shooter at a California food festival targeted his victims based on any bias. 19-year-old Santino William Ligon killed 3 people and shot 12 others Sunday. Those 3 victims have been identified as 6-year-old Stephen Romero, 13-year-old Kayla Salazar, and 25-year-old Trevor Irby. Just before the shooting, Ligon posted a photo from the festival using a derogatory term for mixed-race people, referring to the author with a white nationalist view.
The second story we are following this morning, Democratic presidential hopefuls will debate once again this evening, this time in Detroit. The debate is spread over 2 nights again in order to accommodate the 20 candidates who qualified. Taking the stage today, 2 of the more progressive top-tier candidates, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. That event starts at 7.
And the third story we're tracking this morning, all lanes are now back open on Highway 69 near County Road FF after a multi-vehicle crash killed 2 people in Monroe yesterday. That road was closed nearly 10 hours into this morning. Today, we're expecting to learn the names of the 2 motorcyclists from Illinois that were killed in that crash.
Those are the top 3 things you should know to start your Tuesday. Now here's Hattie with a look at weather and traffic. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Leah and Josh. We are starting off a little bit cooler this morning. Take a look at our current temperature readings, 61 in Madison, 61 in Watertown, but you'll notice there are some 50s on the map this morning, especially north of Dane County, 57 in the Dells and 58 in Juneau. A very pleasant start. Light northerly winds will stick around all day today. Here's a look at your all-city dive meet forecast. If you're headed over to Ridgewood Pool today, temperatures will climb into the mid-70s this afternoon, so noticeably cooler than yesterday. Lower humidity as well. 76 will be a pretty popular number around southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at high temperatures for our entire region. Let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps early this morning. We'll see what's happening on the roads. There's some recovery work on the Beltline right around Whitney Way, but otherwise travel looking good. No delays in that area. Just a few brake lights starting to pop up on Stoughton Road as it intersects the Beltline. Your drive times, though, from all the surrounding communities into Madison, still looking normal for this time of the day. And that's your first alert traffic.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie. So you might be noticing more traffic around town this week as the fittest on earth make their way to Madison for the CrossFit Games.
All those athletes and fans are pumping up our local economy. Keely Arthur joins us live from downtown Madison with a look at those numbers. Hi, Keely.
Hi, Josh and Leah. Yeah, those athletes bringing in some muscles to the city. Also, lots of big bucks. Just to give you a sense of how much spending is happening, there are 202 rooms here at the Edgewater Hotel. 184 of those are booked by athletes. And that is amazing because not only are they CrossFit athletes, they are people from all over the world really putting Madison on the international stage this week. And here to talk about that a little bit more is Jason Ilstrup. He is the president of Downtown Madison, Inc. And Jason, how is this kind of showing people what Madison is all about?
Yeah, well, what it does is this city, Madison, right now, it is growing. It's a booming city. It is going from a big little city to a big little city to a little big city. And it's got big dreams. And it wants to have fun events that bring the whole international community to our city. And there's nothing better than the CrossFit Games. All of the TV coverage and all of the people that are coming here worldwide, seeing what a great city this is. It's a phenomenal stage for us to be on, to show this is Madison, here we are coming, we are a strong city.
Well, and it's not only that the games are here, but then the athletes come here, participants who, have been from as far as Kenya and India, and then also spectators who follow this come here and they see that Madison really is so unique, is so special. What are you hearing from those people?
Yeah, they see that this is a city, it's a smaller city, but it has so many cultural amenities for a city of its size. It's a city that punches above its weight class, from great restaurants and great things to do, like the lakes, like the museums, like the state capitol. There is so much here, particularly for athletes. We're one of the fittest cities in America. You can go on bike rides and running trails, you name it, the Arboretum, all of these great amenities right here in the city. It's a fantastic place to be for these athletes.
And really, I wanted to talk quickly about the fact that kind of one of the residual impacts of this is how it will impact the Alliant Energy Center. That's something that's kind of in need of some TLC, and that is the main venue for this event. What do you see for the Alliant Energy Center's future?
The CrossFit Games places the Alliant Energy Center on a stage, and what it says is, look, we can do better with this. That facility is used in so many different ways, but the CrossFit uses it in unique, creative ways and says, hey, let's look at this. Let's plan something even more brilliant on this 164-acre campus right outside of downtown. It shows all of the different potential we can have for economic growth and for inclusion in this city.
Jason, filled with facts. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. And as Jason said, the Alliant Energy Center has not yet secured any funding for those big updated plans, so maybe something great to come out of that as well. And this event alone will bring in about $10 million in direct consumer spending into our city, so very exciting on a lot of different fronts. Back to you guys.
Oh yeah, big money for Madison. Keely Arthur reporting for us. Thank you, Keely.
6:34 right now. It's only around once a year, but it's always a fairly good time.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is State Fair time in the Badger State. Everything you need to know if you're going to head to Milwaukee, that's still ahead on News 3 Now this morning. All right, we always ask you to share your morning with us this time of the morning, and Linda always sends in lovely ones. This is of Lake Koshkonong with just a watercolor sky there.
I would imagine we're going to get a lot more photos like this week with such a beautiful forecast.
I said this earlier, but I don't mind a cloudy day if it's looking like that, Linda. Thank you so much for sharing.
If you've got a photo of your morning you'd like to share with us, please do so. This is like our favorite point of the morning. We love this because it gets to bring us a little bit outside into what you're seeing. Send them to us over on the Channel 3000 Facebook page.
All right, to one of my favorite parts sports of the year. Thursday marks the start to this year's Wisconsin State Fair.
There's been a lot of people getting it ready so that we can go and enjoy everything from the rides to the foods, of course. Fair organizers say this final week before the fair is the busiest but most exciting week of them all. They've been working year-round to get the fair ready, but this week is when everything comes together and actually gets set up. The event goes all week long, starting tomorrow, and this year there will be new attractions like a rodeo on Saturday night. It'll cost you $6 to get into the fair before noon and then $9 after noon. Kids 10 and under are free, and you can also buy a season admission pass for $25.
Speaking of fun things for the family, you can catch up with the Badgers this Wednesday on Family Fun Day. Fans can meet head coach Paul Chryst and the team. You could even maybe pick his brain about the season and snag an autograph while you're at it. The event is free and open to the public. It's going to be held in the McLean Center if it rains.
Only 7 FBS teams have more than 100 wins over the last 10 seasons, and 2 of them will play each other in 2024 and 2025. Wisconsin and Alabama have agreed to a home-and-home series. That means the Crimson Tide will be coming to Camp Randall in 2024, and the Badgers will travel to Alabama in 2025. The last time these 2 teams played each other was just a few years ago in 2015 when Paul Chryst Badgers and Nick Saban's Crimson Tide opened their seasons against each other in Arlington, Texas. Alabama won that game 35-17.
All right, 6:39 on this Tuesday. Beautiful start to the day so far. Take a peek outside. Looks like it's going to stay that way. Hattie has her extended forecast coming up after the break, and I do believe it's going to be a pool day.
I agree. I'm with you there. All right, but first, it is July 30th, and we want to say happy birthday to Grayson, Presley, and all the other kiddos turning 3 today. Happy birthday, and thanks for starting your day celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning. 6:43 right now, and a beautiful shot over Lake Mendota this morning. Look at that. Can we just sit here like this and take it all in?
Oh my gosh, you guys, if you need a reason to wake up, take a peek at that sky. Just a stunning one today.
I'm guessing this is from photojournalist Mark Schilling at the Edgewater.
Ooh.
Is this correct, Jake? That is correct. Beautiful shot there, Mark. Thank you so much. And we're going to have a lot more where that came from this week.
Yes, it's a perfect day to get outside, enjoy the lakes we have here in Madison, right, Hattie?
That's right. The forecast is really gorgeous and appropriate for any outdoor activities over the coming week, right into the upcoming weekend. Here's our shot from the Edgewater Skycam. A little higher up, but just as nice. Sun shining on the buildings this morning, clear skies. I mentioned the sun is up. Skies are clear here on the west side of town as well. But if you're like me, you've been noticing that the sun is rising a little bit later each day. Now it's starting to get noticeable. We've already lost about 48 minutes from the longest day of the year back in June. Our sunrise today was just about 5:45, but a month from now, sunrise will be about 20 minutes after 6, and sunset 1 month from now at the end of August will be around 7:30. So we start to lose daylight pretty quickly as we go through the next 30 to 60 days. Our weather track, though, will show you that with high pressure parked over the region, can't expect to see a lot of sunshine over the next several days. All the rain will go around us. This cold front moves off to the east coast, and the high pressure really prevents any rain from moving in from the west. So we stick with sunny skies and dry weather. Here's a look at your travel weather forecast. We're not alone with that sunshine today. Temperatures will be very comfortable through the Great Lakes region, heating up as you head out west. Salt Lake City, triple digits today with sunshine, but nothing but sun through the central and western part of the United States. Again, there will be some rain along that cold front from Cleveland all the way down to New Orleans today. That rain is gradually going to track east, maybe relieve some of that heat and humidity that's on the east coast right now with temperatures in the 90s in D.C. Not that warm here, though. Our forecast is much more comfortable. Here's the view from Platteville this morning. You know, it's a quiet start when we show all of the sky cameras early today. Temperatures in Platteville, 59 degrees. It's 59 in Mineral Point, 57 in Boscobel. Madison's still holding at 61. We haven't dropped yet. 62 in Monroe and 64 in Janesville. Dew points, though, are in the 50s, and that's where we like to see them. They'll stay in the 50s through the day today, so no issues with humidity. Take a look at your future track forecast model. It's a light northerly wind this morning. Temperatures may drop another degree here in Madison, but will start to warm quickly. Through the 60s this morning with mostly sunny skies, turning partly sunny this afternoon. Highs in the mid-70s, though. A very nice day. A little bit cooler than yesterday, though. Those clouds will diminish as we go through the evening hours, then clear skies overnight. We'll wake tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 50s. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Pretty quiet around here through the rest of the week, right into the upcoming weekend. I've pushed those rain chances back until Monday. Just a slow warming trend this week. Here's a look. You may need to use the sprinkler on the lawn later on this week with no rain in the forecast, but Maverick has the right idea.
He's thirsty.
Awesome.
A little sprinkler action. I like that, Maverick.
Kid. Yeah, 74 at 3.
What a cutie. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The morning sprint is up next on News 3 Now this morning. But first, Tony DeCopel is joining us with a look at what's ahead at the top of the hour. Hi, Tony.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, the hunt for a motive in the Garlic Festival shooting, why police expanded their investigation to 2 states. Plus, hear from families of victims and survivors. Also, helping the more than 100 million Americans without parental leave. Only on CBS News, the bipartisan plan that could give new parents $5,000. That helps. We'll see you at 7.
6:50 is your time, and it's time for the morning sprint with the most local news to start your Tuesday.
We begin with Keely Arthur on how big of an economic impact the CrossFit Games is having on Madison this week. Hi, Keely.
Well, Leah and Josh, the CrossFit Games will bring in an estimated $10 million in direct consumer spending alone. That's money spent on things like goods, restaurants, and of course, hotels. Here at the Edgewater Hotel, there are 202 rooms. 184 of those are booked up by athletes. And it's a similar story at other local hotels. But beyond lodging, lots of money spent on things like restaurants. Officials say in terms of just hotels, the money brought into Madison is the equivalent of 7 Badger football games. And anyone who wants to come and involve themselves in the CrossFit Games can participate in a number of different ways. You can go watch the event. You can also take part in the Fit Barge over on Lake Monona. Back to you.
Keely, thank you. Today is the first day of the trial against former Badger football player Quintez Cephas. 24 potential jurors were questioned yesterday for more than 2 hours until 14 were ultimately picked. That jury is made up of 8 women and 6 men, an entirely white jury. Cephas faces 2 felony sexual assault charges.
Badger men's basketball assistant coach Howard Moore is being moved to a long-term care and rehab facility. UW-Madison says Coach Moore recently experienced a medical issue at his home, requiring an ambulance to get to the hospital. On his way there, Moore underwent cardiac arrest and has been in the hospital ever since. We are told he will not be coaching during this upcoming season.
All lanes are now open along Highway 69 near County Road FF after a multi-vehicle crash killed 2 in Monroe yesterday. That road was closed for nearly 10 hours into this morning. Today we're expecting to learn the names of the 2 motorcyclists from Illinois who were killed in that crash.
Starting with clear skies this morning and temperatures in the 50s to low 60s for southern Wisconsin. It'll be a nice warm up through the day today, but not quite as warm as it was yesterday. Take a look at those high temperatures getting into the mid 70s later on this afternoon. Turning partly sunny for the second part of the day as well.
Thank you very much, Hattie. Investigators say it is too early to tell if the shooter at a California food festival targeted his victims based on bias. Those 3 victims have been identified as 6-year-old Stephen Romero, 13-year-old Kayla Salazar, and 25-year-old Trevor Irby. Just before the shooting, Ligon posted a photo from the festival using a derogatory term for mixed-race people.
2 people are now arrested in connection with the disappearance of 2 Wisconsin brothers who are missing in Missouri. One of those people, Garland Nelson, was denied bond. He's charged with tampering after police say he admitted to moving Nick and Justin Demo's rental truck to a commuter lot. The second person in custody has not yet been identified.
5 people are dead in northwestern Wisconsin after a pair of shootings. One was just north of Eau Claire in Lake Hallie Sunday night, where a man and a woman were found dead in their home. 2 others were shot and injured. Then, when deputies went to notify one of the families, they found 3 more people fatally shot. Chippewa County deputies say the person suspected in both shootings is among the dead.
A 50-year-old Madison man is facing charges after officers say he attacked 2 men. Ernest Hawley was arrested for aggravated battery of an elderly person, battery, and bail jumping. Madison police say he punched and kicked a 72-year-old man who was sitting on a porch multiple times along Willie Street Sunday afternoon. When a passerby tried to step in and help, they were also attacked.
A Madison police canine is being credited with helping officers find 2 teens accused of crashing a stolen car. Police say the 2, a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, hit a curb in the stolen Audi, flattening a tire. It was stolen from a home on Jeffy Trail on Madison's west side early Friday morning. Canine Slim tracked the teens to a home 2 miles away. The Madison Police Department has now arrested 17 young people on suspicion of stealing cars just this month alone.
If you're going to be spending some time outdoors this summer, you'll want to make sure you're using that bug spray. Mosquitoes found in Dane County have tested positive for West Nile virus. It's the first confirmed case in our county so far this year. Mosquitoes get the virus by biting infected birds and then are able to pass it on when they bite into humans.
The city of Madison is planning for the future with annexations of nearby towns and possible redistricting in 2020. City leaders say districts with the lowest voter turnout are largely underrepresented in city government, which could lead to people being uninformed about issues and projects that largely affect their lives.
Democratic presidential hopefuls will once again debate tonight, this time in Detroit. The debate is spread over 2 nights again in order to accommodate the 20 candidates who qualified. Taking the stage tonight, 2 of the more progressive top-tier candidates, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. That event starts at 7.
Rapper A$AP Rocky's trial is scheduled to begin today in Sweden. He could face up to 2 years in a prison on assault charges if he's found guilty. The rapper has been charged with assault after a confrontation in Stockholm last month. A$AP Rocky has been in custody since July 3rd and insists he's innocent, saying he was only defending himself.
A record-shattering moment for rapper Lil Nas X today as his hit Old Town Road featuring Billy Ray Cyrus is now the longest-running #1 song on the Billboard Top 100 for the 17th straight week. The record was previously held by 2 songs, One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men and Despacito, which were both #1 for 16 consecutive weeks.
Wisconsin and Alabama have agreed to a home series for the 2024 and 2025 football seasons. The last time the two teams played each other was just a few years ago in 2015 when Paul Christ's Badgers and Nick Saban's Crimson Tide opened their seasons against each other in Arlington, Texas. Alabama did win that game 35-17.
The Brewers had Monday off but stayed busy ahead of this week's trading deadline. They swung a deal with the division rival Pirates for pitcher Jordan Lyles, sending a minor league reliever to Pittsburgh in return. Lyles pitched in 11 games for the Brewers last season before joining the Pirates. He's expected to join the team tonight. The Brewers play the Oakland Athletics just after 9 tonight. Baseball's trade deadline is 3 p.m. tomorrow.
All right, 6:56 your time now. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim with a look at your first alert traffic. Hi, Josh.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Brake lights already showing up westbound on the Beltline between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. It's going to add a couple minutes to your time. Give yourself a few minutes on inbound John Nolan between Rimrock and Olin Avenue heading into the downtown area. Runner Road, you're getting busier approaching the Highway PD intersection and other main routes leading into the city. They're cruising at the posted speeds with no major crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh.
And just can't get enough of this shot this morning from our Edgewater sky cam looking out over Lake Mendota. All the sailboats in the lake this morning. Lake's probably going to be a pretty popular place this week with near perfect weather conditions. Take a look at your day planner temperatures. We are starting with mostly clear skies this morning. Look for some more clouds through the afternoon with high temperatures climbing back into the middle 70s. A little bit cooler than yesterday, but low humidity and some sunshine should make for a pretty nice day. Take a look at that extended forecast as well as we go right through this week into the upcoming weekend. Not a whole lot happening in the weather department. Things will be quiet, lots of sunshine, and a slow warming trend as we head through the rest of the week into the upcoming weekend. I'm pushed back that chance for rain back until Monday of next week.
Boy, a couple days there that you will find us at the Union Terrace, I believe.
Any spot outside, I think.
Beautiful week ahead. Thank you very much, Hattie.
And thank you all so much for joining us. Make it a great Tuesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.